All right. So it's Thursday. I feel like I need to say that. It's 5:45 p.m. If you're still in your pajamas, that's okay. You can practice in your pajamas. No judgment. I don't know whether you are or not. Unless you choose to tell me. Let's see. This is Flow and Meditate. So we are going to start actually. You can start seated or lying down, whichever you prefer. We're going to actually start in meditation. And then maybe we'll do like a little longer Shavasana. Right, so get yourself situated, whether you're lying down or you're seated. Right, wherever that is. And maybe you take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Right, take a full breath in, and a long breath out. Right, do that again. Take a full belly breath in, fill up, and then a long breath out. Right, and as you sit here, right, just begin to notice. Right? Notice the weight of your body on the mat, the heaviness of your sit bones if you're seated, the backside of your body sinking into the mat. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Unhinge your jaw. And notice where you can soften. Where can you bring a little more ease, a little more comfort, a little more lightness? And then begin to give your attention to an anchor, right? So that can be your breath, can be sensation, that can be sound in the room, in your house. Hey Jen, hey Caitlin. Right, and so our minds are designed to wander, right? We're built for thinking and planning and analyzing and wondering, creating narratives. So if you begin to find yourself going in that direction, can you just come back? Just come back. Come back to the breath. Come back to the body. Maybe you feel your hand on your heart. And then you just notice. And if you're just popping in, we're just starting in meditation. Not to worry. If you're here for the yoga, we'll get there. That maybe active mind is, so I feel like I've run a marathon in my head. So come back. Just bring in some quiet. And maybe you're sitting here and you're thinking, I'm not doing this right, or this feels funny, or I'm terrible at sitting with my thoughts, right? That's very normal. There's no right way to do it. Really, it's just a noticing. It's an awareness. It's a tuning into the mind and the body and trying to bring those two things into alignment. Right? Sometimes it's the getting quiet that allows us to settle into the body. And it's hard to take the time, right, to do this. So this life that we're living right now, this reality, is kind of the universe's way of saying, it's time to get quiet. It's time to take a pause. Right, where's your mind? Start to bring some more attention into your breath. Maybe you deepen it a little bit. Maybe you start to bring some movement into your body. So maybe you're lying down and you stretch your arms overhead, or you roll your ankles and you roll your wrists. Maybe if you're seated, you just start moving side to side. Maybe you make circles with the upper body. You're just starting to wake up the body to this moment, right? To this place, this breath, this right here, right now. Not the next one, not the past one, the one here. And then after you've made some movements, I want you to make your way to child's pose. So your knees are spread wide to the edges of the mat. The hips are sitting back towards the heels. The hands are reaching forward. Forehead rests on the mat, right? And just come in this moment and pause, right? This place that you can come back to at any time during the practice. You don't need my permission. You don't need to raise your hand. You don't need to leave me a comment and say, hey, Luz, I'm going to child's pose. You go to child's pose, right? You do you. Right? Part of mindfulness and awareness is, noticing when we need to take a break and honoring that within ourselves. Right, so this physical pause, it's also a mental pause, the time to come back to the breath. So breathe in and breathe out. Notice where there's ease. Notice where there's struggle. Notice where there's softness. Notice where there's an edge. So I was talking to a colleague today, and I said, if I just knew when the end was, if I just knew, if I could see that light at the end, and I could do this, I could keep working from home, I just needed to know an end, right? The not knowing was just making me crazy. And, it's funny how the universe does things. And so I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see this quote, and it says, stop waiting for the light at the end of the tunnel. Light that shit up yourself, right? And that really spoke to me. It gave me pause. Like, I don't need to wait. I can bring some lightness into this. I can bring light into this dark. It's all about how I perceive it. So where can you bring lightness into this pose? Either a physical lightness, a lightness of breath, a lightness of thought, the ease in the body. You're going to walk your fingertips forward. You're going to tuck your toes. You're going to lift your hips. And you're going to come into downward facing dog. Right, and where can you light this up? Like sometimes down dog feels really heavy that first time, right? Right, so your hands are spread out wide, right? The weight's in the backside of your body. The shoulders are moving away from your ears. Take a breath in. You're going to come up to your toes, and on the exhale, you're going to drop your heels over to the right. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, your heels are going to drop over to the left. Really keep pressing into the hands. Let the weight shift back. Take a breath in, come back to center. You're going to hover the shins to the mat. So if your shins are going to be parallel to the mat, you're up on the balls of your feet. Keep pushing back. Right, hug the belly button into the spine. You got it. Take a breath in and a breath out. On your inhale, you're going to straighten the legs. The hips are going to tilt up towards the ceiling and the heels are going to sink down towards the mat. Good. Take a breath in. Look forward. You're going to walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Your breath in, you're going to ground down. You're going to rise to standing. The arms are going to reach up overhead. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Ground down into your feet. Take a breath in, and that left hand's going to come forward and the right hand's going to come back. Now keep your hip bones pointing towards the front of the room. So that left hip bone is going to want to come forward. Pull it back with the left side body. Let the shoulders soften. Take a breath in. You come back to center on an inhale. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, that right hand comes forward. Left hand comes back. Pull the right side body back. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You're going to plant your hands and you're going to step back to plank and you're going to pause. And here in pause, where can you light it up? Like that light, like that burning that's the light at the end of the tunnel, the fire inside. Right, you breathe, you hug the belly button in, the thighs are lifting up towards the ceiling. You're high on the balls of your feet. Shoulders are stacked over the wrist. You got it. You got it. You're fine. Right? Don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel. Where can you soften? Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. And take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, you're going to look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. This time as you rise to standing, that right leg's going to lift up. The knee is stacked over the ankle. The right foot is flexed. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, that left hand comes forward. Right hand comes back. Pull the left side body back. The right knee is lifted. You got it. Take a breath in. You come back to center on the inhale. Exhale, right foot comes down and you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You ground down into the right foot. Left foot lifts up as you rise to standing. Steph Campanelli calls this the Karate Kid. Take a breath in. Right hand comes forward. Left hand comes back. That left leg is lifted. Flex the left foot. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to center. Exhale, the left hand comes down. You fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you step back to plank and you pause. Right, and here you notice, right? Notice the mind, notice the body, notice the breath. Take a breath in. Exhale, you're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Body hits the mat at the same time. Heart lifts to cobra on a breath in. Exhale, you lower down. 2 more, right? So use your core. Lift yourself up. Hands are light. Exhale, you lower. 1 more. Heart lifts. Broaden across the chest. Shoulders roll onto your back. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down. You push back to downward facing dog. So we're going to change up these sun A's a little bit. We're going to add that twist in there. So you're going to take a breath in. I'm going to walk you through it. You're going to look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, that left hand comes forward. The right hand comes back. Take a breath in. You come back to center. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on your breath in. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts as you rise to standing on an inhale. Exhale, the right hand comes forward, the left hand comes back. Pull that right hip crease back, right side body. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to center. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, left hand comes down and you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you plant your hands. You step back to plank. You pause. You take a full belly breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to do that 2 more times, right? Take a breath in, look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts as you rise to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Shoulders fall away from the ears. Exhale, left hand comes forward. Right hand comes back. Take a breath in. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, foot comes down to the mat and you fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground down into the right foot. Left foot lifts as you rise to standing. Right hand comes forward, left hand comes back, you twist. Maybe you look out over the left shoulder, take a breath in, you come back to center. Exhale, left foot comes down, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, you plant your hands, you step back to plank and you pause. You take a full belly breath in. And on the exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more time. And as you move, where can you bring some lightness? Where can you bring some fire? Take a breath in, look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts as you rise to standing on an inhale. Exhale, left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. Take a breath in, you come back to center. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts as you rise to standing. Exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. Beautiful. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, you come back to center. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you fold. Left foot comes down to the mat. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You step back to plank and you pause. You take a full breath in. And on the exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And you pause in downward facing dog. Let the weight shift into the back side of your body. Right, the thing about this lighting, creating our own light at the end of the tunnel, right? It's really about perspective. It's about how we look at things, right? So Each pose is an opportunity to create your own light. Right? You can look at plank and think, ugh, I hate plank. Or it's an opportunity to create a fire, knowing that if you get through plank, there's another pose, right? That your own light at the end of the tunnel. Take a breath in, exhale, step or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Right leg lifts up, right? So that knee is still stacked over the ankle. Arms are reaching up overhead. Exhale, fingertips are going to come down to the mat in standing split, so you straighten that right leg out behind you. Really ground down into that left foot. Hug the belly button into the spine. Crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Heart is expanding through the shoulders. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You're going to come back to standing. Take a breath in and a breath out. Exhale, you stretch that right leg out, standing splits. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, those right toes are going to touch down at the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge. So here in a low lunge, your left knee stacked over the left ankle. You're high on the ball of the right foot. Right thigh bone's reaching up towards the ceiling. Spine is long. Fingertips are on both sides of the left foot. And you pause here and you notice, right? Where can you find some light? Take a breath in and a breath out. Right foot's going to step up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts as you rise to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you kick the left leg back, standing splits. Fingertips come down to the mat. So pull up through the right thigh bone. Hip points, hip bones are square to the mat. Are you breathing? Take a breath in. You're going to come back to standing. Left leg lifts, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, standing splits. Take a breath in. Exhale, that left foot's going to step to the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge. Okay, so the right knee stacked over the right ankle. Watch the left heel. It likes to kick out towards the left side of the mat. Can you pull it back into center? Take a breath in and a breath out. Right foot steps back to meet the left. You're in a high plank. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, you make your way back to downward facing dog. Right, so we're going to continue to build on this sequence. Take a breath in. Walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts as you rise to standing on an inhale. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, you come back to standing. Exhale, standing splits. Take a breath in. Right foot touches down at the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge. You stay here. You lengthen the spine. Take a breath in. Low lunge twist. So that right hand's going to stay down. The left hand's going to lift up. You're going to open up across the chest. Beautiful. So as you inhale, the spine lengthens. And as you exhale, you open up. Where can you find lightness? Where can you find ease? Maybe your right thigh is on fire, right? And maybe that's the light at the end of the tunnel. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down to the mat. Right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Arms reach up. Maybe you look up. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts as you rise to standing on an inhale. Arms reach up. Exhale, standing splits. You stretch the left leg back. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, standing splits. Fingertips come down to the mat. Left toes touch down. You're in a low lunge. Left hand stays down. Right hand comes up. Low lunge twist. Broaden across the chest. Stay high on the ball of that right foot. No, left foot. Take a breath in. That right hand comes down to the mat. You step back to plank and you pause. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a full breath in and a long breath out. Your next inhale, you're going to look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to the mat. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts as you rise to standing. You know where we're going, right? Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, you come back to standing. Exhale, standing splits. You take a breath in. Exhale, the right toes touch down at the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge. Low lunge twist towards the left. Right hand stays down, left hand comes up. Beautiful. You pause and you notice. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down. You're going to frame the left foot. Inhale, you're going to rise to high crescent lunge. So use your core, lift the body up. That left knee stacked over the left ankle. That knee's bending towards the front of the room. Arms are reaching up overhead. Really bring energy, light it up through your fingertips. You can bring your hands to heart center. Take a breath in and a breath out. Your next exhale, that right hand's going to come forward, the left hand's going to come back, right? We did this before, different legs, all right? So let the shoulders soften. Take a breath in, that right hand comes down to the mat. You're back in a low lunge twist. Pause, notice. Is there something that you can do to find some more ease here, to find a little bit of lightness, to find a little bit of air? Beautiful. Take a breath in. That left hand's going to come down to the mat and you're going to move through vinyasa. So you're going to step back to plank. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to lower down on the exhale. Your heart's going to lift to cobra, and then you're going to make your way back to downward facing dog. So that vinyasa is a way to move from pose to pose. So you can choose to do that, or you can be like, nope, and just go to downward facing dog. Your choice, right? From downward facing dog, take a breath in and a breath out. Look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts as you rise to standing. Exhale, standing splits. Really stretch through that left leg. Inhale, you come back to standing. Exhale, standing splits. You take a breath in. The crown of the head's reaching towards the front of your room. Exhale, left toes touch down. Low lunge twist to the right so that left hand stays down. The right hand comes up. Keep lifting the left thigh bone up to the ceiling. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Exhale, that right hand's going to come down. And on the inhale, you're going to lift the upper body up. Soften the shoulders, away the ears. Arms are reaching up overhead or at heart center. Right? And you pause here and you breathe and you notice, like, is it heavy? What feels heavy? Beautiful. You take a breath in. Those arms reach up overhead. Left hand comes forward. Right hand comes back. Again, you're twisting from the waist. So pull that left hip crease back. Beautiful. Take a breath in. The left hand comes down. Low lunge, twist towards the right side of the room. Take a breath in. Right hand comes down to the mat. You step back to plank. You move through vinyasa. Right, this concept of creating my own light at the end of the tunnel never dawned on me until I saw that today on Instagram, and I thought, well, that's how I'm going to get through this. You know, I create my own light every day, and then that light goes out to others. So we don't need somebody to say that this is the end. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to look forward, feet to the hands. Right, you know where we're going. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts as you rise to standing. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, standing splits. You take a breath in and lengthen. On the exhale, the right toes touch down at the back of the mat. Right hand stays down, left hand comes up, low lunge twist. Open it up. Right, you can stay here, or you can drop the right knee and come into side plank, or you can come into the full expression. So you're going to bring that left foot and stack it on top of the right. Press down into the right hand. The left hand lifts up. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Wherever you are, you're going to come back to a low lunge. And in the low lunge, you're going to rise to high crescent lunge. From high crescent lunge, the right hand's going to come forward. The left hand's going to come back. You're going to twist open. You're going to take a breath in. Right hand's going to come down to the mat. Low lunge twist to the left. You got it. You take a breath in. Left hand comes down. So you're here in a low lunge. You're going to spin the right foot down, bend into the front knee, and come into warrior two. So you're facing the right side of your mat. You're bending into the left knee stacked over the left ankle. Shoulders soften. You're sealing the back edge of the right foot to the mat. And you settle in here. Right? This is a big, powerful, strong pose, but where can you soften up? Where can you bring some lightness? Notice what comes up. Maybe you close your eyes. That's how I soften here. You're going to flip the front palm. You're going to stretch back, reverse the warrior. Then you're going to cartwheel your hands to the mat and move through vinyasa. Rinse it off. You're doing great. Maybe I need to take my own class later. I've never done that. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts as you rise to standing. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, standing splits. Fingertips come down to the mat. Spine is long. Take a breath in. Exhale, the left toes touch down at the back of the mat. Right knee stacked over the right ankle. Left hand stays, right hand comes up, low lunge twist. Right, so you can stay here. You can come into side plank so you're facing the right side of the room. That left knee can come down. Press down into the left hand. It's stacked directly underneath the shoulder. Lift the hips up. Breathe. Beautiful. You take a breath in You come back to low lunge. Hands are framing the right foot. Inhale, you're going to rise to high crescent lunge. You're going to take a breath in. Exhale, left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. You pause here. You notice. You take a breath in. That left hand comes down, low lunge twist. That top hand is light. Open up. Take a breath in. Right hand comes down. You're going to stay in a low lunge. You're going to spin the left foot down, bend into the right knee, come up to warrior two, facing the left side of the room. All right, so that right thigh is parallel to the mat. That back foot is strong. You're going to flip the front palm, reach back, reverse your warrior. Feel the stretch on the side body, and then you're going to cartwheel your hands to the mat and move through vinyasa. Right, I think for me lately, the heaviness is in the mind, right? So which is why this practice is so important, right? To bring the lightness in, to create the own light at the end of the tunnel. We can't have darkness without light. We can't have light without darkness. They go hand in hand. From downward facing dog, you're going to take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to walk your hands back to your feet. You're at the back of the mat. You're going to take your feet wide to the edges, grab opposite elbows, come into ragdoll. Right, you let the head and neck release. You let the head get heavy. And fill up with breath, fill up with lightness. And you pause and you notice and you check in. And the thing about being your own light, then that light radiates out and it's this ripple effect. And you never know who's going to need that light. Like we all have it within, but sometimes it dims. Bring the fingertips down to the mat. The left hand's going to stay underneath the shoulder. You're going to bend into the left knee. Right hand's going to lift up, twist open. Take a breath in. The right hand's going to come down. Left hand's going to lift up, bend into that right knee. Open across the heart. Right, but to see that light, to see the flicker inside, heart's got to be open, right? Take a breath in. Left hand comes down to the mat. Toe heel your feet back to hip distance. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Grab the left hand with the right. Grab the left wrist with the right hand. Ground down on an inhale, and the exhale, lean over to the right. Take a breath in. You come back to center. You switch hands. Lengthen on an inhale. Exhale, you lean over to the left. Keep your weight evenly distributed between your feet. Inhale, you come back to center. You look up, arms stretch up. Exhale, you swan dive forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Walk your hands out to plank and pause. Right here, you breathe. You lift the thigh bones up towards the ceiling. You pull the belly button into the spine. You puff up the space between your shoulder blades. Can you press down so much into your hands and your feet that you can feel the backside of your body get light? Yeah, you got it. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. You're going to look forward. You're going to walk your feet to your hands. And halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Did I get ya? Exhale, you're going to bend the knees, sit the hips, chair. Oh, we haven't been here yet. Did you think maybe we were going to get through class without a chair pose? Right, so the heart is lifting in light, and then the weight is heavy in the backside of your body. You notice the breath. You soften the shoulders. Your hands can come to heart center. Actually, I want you to bring your hands to heart center. So you're going to get low. So you're going to really sink into the hips. You're going to take a breath in, and on the exhale, you're going to tap the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Now your hips stay square. Keep your knees, don't let that left knee pop forward. You're going to take a breath in, you're going to come back to center. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, you come back to center. Right knee, left elbow. You got it? You got where we're going with this? And you're going to keep doing that. So on the inhale, you come back to center. The exhale, you twist. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, you twist. You can thank Erica for this. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, you twist. You tap the elbow to the knee. You come back on a breath in. Exhale, you twist open to the other side. Do 2 more on each side. And then you're going to come into chair and pause. You're going to take a breath in. Exhale, you're going to fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You plant your hands. You step back to plank. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. And exhale, you make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a full breath in and a long breath out. Look forward, feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You bend the knees, you sit the hips. Inhale, upper body lifts to chair. Hands come to heart center. You take a breath in. You lean forward over the thighs, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. No tapping. You're going to pause here. Really press into the palms so that the thumbs move towards the heart. That top shoulder rolls open. Watch the left knee. It likes to creep forward. Can you pull the left hip crease back? Yeah, you got it. Take a breath in. Listen up. You're going to ground into the right foot. That left foot is going to lift to a hover. And then on the exhale, you're going to step it back. So you're in a twisted low lunge or a twisted crescent lunge here. So the elbow stays connected to the outside of the right knee. Lengthen the spine. Are you breathing? Beautiful. Take a breath in and a breath out. Your next inhale, you're going to come back to center and lift yourself up to high crescent lunge. Right, so that right knee stacked over the right ankle, arms are reaching up overhead. You're going to take a breath in, left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. Soften the shoulders. Find some lightness. Take a breath in, low lunge twist, left hand comes down, right hand comes up. So you can stay here, you can drop the back knee, or you can come into the full expression of side plank. Your choice. Beautiful. You take a breath in, you come back to a low lunge. Hands frame the right foot. You're going to spin the back foot down, come up to warrior 2 facing the left side of the room. Right, so you've been here before. Settle in. Bend into that right knee, flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. And then you're going to pause. You're going to straighten that front leg. You're going to shift the hips towards the back of the room. Straighten that front arm. Reach as far forward as you can, and then drop into triangle. So the hand can be on the shin, it can be on the ground, it can be on a block, it could be on a soup can or a toilet paper roll or a small child or a dog or whatever you need to help yourself out there. Right? And there's this lightness, like there's something pulling that top hand up. Beautiful. Bend into the front knee. You come back to warrior two. You're going to flip the front palm, stretch back, reverse the warrior, and then you're going to cartwheel your hands to the mat and move through vinyasa. Right? So if you're popping on now, you can always, this video will live on my Facebook page. So once we're done, you can go back and watch it from the beginning. I see you, Molly Jolliffe. Okay. So here we are in downward facing dog. You take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to look forward, walk your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees, you sit the hips, chair. Hands come to heart center. You're going to lean over the thighs, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Open up. Right, and again, right, that right knee is going to want to come forward. Pull the right hip crease back. Yeah. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to ground down into that left foot. The right foot's going to come up to a hover. On the exhale, you're going to step it back. You're in a twisted crescent. Keep pressing into the palms. Stay high on the ball of the right foot. Right thigh bones lifting up towards the ceiling. Crown of the head's reaching forward. You got it. You take a breath in. You come to a crescent lunge. I lost my train of thought. So you're here in a crescent lunge. So you're bending into that left knee. You take a breath in. Arms reach up overhead. Right hand comes forward. Left hand comes back. Soften the shoulders. Right hand comes down. Left hand lifts up. Low lunge twist. You can stay here, or you can move into some variation of side plank, your choice. But do it with lightness. Do it with some ease. Can you stop the struggle? Maybe the struggle's in your mind. Right? Find the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you know Shavasana is coming, right? Come back to a low lunge. You're going to spin the right foot down. Bend into that left knee. Come up to warrior two, facing the right side of the room. Right, so that right knee likes to cave in. Can you keep it pointing out towards the left pinky toes? The edge of that right foot is sealed down. Where can you light this up? Light it up in terms of fire, more heat. Maybe you sink deeper, sink your hips, bend into your knee, get lower to the mat. Maybe you light it up in terms of ease in your mind. You're going to flip the front palm, reach back, peaceful warrior. You're going to straighten the front leg, shift the hips back. That left hand's going to reach towards the front of the room, and you're going to come into triangle pose. Great. And again, it's not as important to get the left hand down to the mat as it is to have this lift on the right side body. Rebend the front knee, come back to warrior two. Flip the front palm, stretch, peaceful warrior, and then you're going to cartwheel your hands to the mat, rinse it off, move through vinyasa. You're in downward facing dog. You're going to take your knees wide, drop into child's pose. Feel your forehead on the mat. fingertips reaching forward. You're going to take a breath in, walk the fingertips forward, and on the exhale, you're going to walk your fingertips off of the mat, press down into your hands, and you're going to shift your left hip back towards your left heel. And breathe. And notice. Right? Are your thoughts heavy? Are they light? Is your heart heavy? Is it light? Where can you soften in your body? Take a breath in. Your fingertips are going to come back to center, and you're going to walk your hands over to the left. Press down into the hands. Shift the right hip towards the right heel. Feel the stretch on the side body. Right, and it is in the pause that we're able to notice what's heavy, what's dark. And it's the noticing the dark and the heavy that we can appreciate the light. Walk your fingertips back to center on an inhale. You're going to tuck your toes, lift your hips, come into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you're going to take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to look forward. You're going to walk your feet through your hands and come down to your back. Maybe that's the proverbial light at the end of the tunnel, right? There's this moment of sweet surrender. I made it. Hug the knees into the chest, rock side to side. Both feet are going to come down to the mat. You're going to take the right ankle and you're going to cross over the left thigh. So you're making the number 4 if you need a visual, right? So before you move into anything, I want you to take the right hand and I want you to press the right knee away from you. And notice here, right? So maybe that's enough sensation. Maybe you need something more. If you need something more, you can lift the left leg. If you need still something more, you can take the hands and clasp them behind the left thigh. And then I want you to flex your feet and you're going to energetically pull the left knee towards your face as you're pushing the right knee away from you. Let the back side of the body be heavy on the mat. Right? There's this balance between dark and light. There's this balance between effort and ease. There's a balance between courage and comfort. One can't exist without the other, but it's hard for them to exist simultaneously at the same time. Right? And some days we toggle back and forth between the two often. You take a breath in, you take a breath out. That left foot's going to come down to the mat. You're going to uncross the right leg. Left leg's going to go out long. You're going to hug the knee into the chest, the right knee. You're going to take the left hand, cross it over the body. That right arm can come out to the side. Shoulder blades stay on the mat. Take a breath in, a breath out. Inhale, you come back to center. Right foot comes down to the mat. That left foot comes up. You're going to cross the left ankle over the right thigh. And I want you to do the same thing here. Like push the left knee away from your face and just notice what you need before you move. You know, sometimes we get into these the end of class and we're winding down and we move from a perpetual state of habit, pattern, our body knows we're going through the motions. Can you stay here? Can you have the same amount of effort and ease as you did in side plank, right? So if you need more, you lift the right leg, you reach behind the right thigh, you clasp hands. Pull the right knee in towards you as you push the left knee away from you, flex the feet. Spine is long, soften the shoulders. Unhinge the jaw. Soften the skin on the face. And you breathe. And you notice. And take a breath in and a breath out. Right foot's going to come down to the mat. It's going to stretch out long. That left knee is going to hug in. You're going to take the right hand, cross the left knee over the body. Left hand can go outside. And look out over the right shoulder. Take a breath in, you come back to center. You're going to hug both knees into the chest. You're going to reach in between your thighs and grab the outside edges of your feet and come into happy baby. Right, so in happy baby, the soles of the feet are shining up towards the ceiling. You're energetically pulling your knees to your armpits. The spine is long, the tailbone's reaching towards the front of the mat. Effort and ease, dark and light. Softness. Smooth out the breath, smooth out the edges. Maybe you rock side to side. Now release the grip on your feet. Hug the knees into the chest. You're going to give yourself a hug. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Pull the knees in up towards your forehead. Maybe the lightness as you tell yourself that you did a good job, that you're doing the best that you can do. Make that each moment is an opportunity to drop in, to soften, to bring some lightness to yourself and to those around you. You're going to take a breath in. Legs are going to go straight up in the air. Your hands can be by your side. If you have a prop, you can put it at the base of your sacrum. You can put your hands underneath you. You can point your feet. You can flex your feet. And you settle. Breath in, breath out. Your right foot's going to come to the mat. It's going to go out long. Your left foot's going to come down. Take a breath in. Reach your arms overhead. Full body stretch. Exhale. Hands come down by your side. Right, this pose really is this blend of dark and light, heavy and softness, right? Let your body get heavy onto the mat. Let your heart get light. Let your mind get light. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. There is no more work to do to let your body and mind rest. Shavasana. And so even here, when your body is resting, your mind might start to drift. And can you just bring it back? Force it back, bring it back with ease. Maybe you find that you need an anchor of breath or sensation or sound. The inhales, the exhales. You breathe in light. You exhale dark. You breathe in ease. You exhale heaviness. And you notice, you come back. We have both darkness and light in our souls, love and hate, happiness and sadness, So to say the least, you choose what to let out. You choose what you let in. In other words, it's completely up to you how to let things affect you. So sometimes a bad thing can be a good thing, and a good thing can be a bad thing. The power is in your perspective. It's your ability to look past the margins, to look past the social commentaries. That is the way we're expected to react. And remember, karma is a bitch, and what you put out usually tends to come around again. So maybe not today or tomorrow, but one day. Therefore, you should try with every fiber in your being to be kind. You never know what kind of blessing is heading your way, and you never know whose life you'll be changing with the passing of time. So this creating your own light at the end of the tunnel, not only for yourself, but for others. Because sometimes the light that we receive from others is the very thing that helps us see our own. Start to bring some awareness back into your breath, some movement into your fingers and toes. Keeping your eyes closed, roll gently to your right side and pause. Just taking a mental note, checking in with mind, body, spirit. And when you're ready, help yourself up to seated at the top of your mat. Take a breath in, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center, pause, thumbs rest on the chest. Feel the heartbeat. Feel the light, the love, the ease. Together, take a